Thank you, Dr. Rajay Kumar. Good morning, distinguished fellow panelists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A lot has been said about cloud computing today, so for me it's really a great privilege to be here on behalf of the Huawei strategy team. So what I will do is basically to take you through some of the key drivers of and the value of cloud computing. Basically, you know, Huawei is known for telecom. I think most of you are already aware of Huawei as a telecom company. Our recent strategy, the new strategy, is to enter into the enterprise segment. And we see that with the telecom background and the telecom IT convergence happening, there is a great opportunity not only to serve the enterprises but also the government at large, and bring that convergence, bring the efficiencies in terms of costs, in terms of the operating model, in terms of the business model, so that the real advantages in terms of the business efficiency can be better used by Sriraj. So my presentation is organized into three parts. Take over 10 minutes. Is it okay? Yeah, thank you. It's organized into three parts. The first part I will talk about the key drivers and the value of cloud computing. What and then we will come up with some roadmap and some recommendations. So obviously, this there is a first driver. Huawei, as you know, is not just a product and solutions company. We start from the end customer or the end user experience. So there is a big change happening in terms of the end user experience. The consumption pattern is moving from using traditional way of software towards using software via web by broadband access. Broadband access has been itself a big speed broadband, of course, has been a big hurdle. So that has been a big change which is happening with the recent VWA broadband wireless auction and the third generation mobile auctions. A lot of high-speed broadband will be made available. So the consumption pattern is surely going to change towards software via the web. The first step has already been launched. The desktop service already has a plan for it, where you can really virtualize your desktop and download, can even customize your OS based on your choice. So that kind of services have already been created by the operator. Second, an important change is the business model. There is a trend from moving towards buying hardware, software towards buying services. This is being enabled by the broadband availability. And of course, this change is leading to a chance or a big opportunity, because today operators do not control much of the pipe they provide. They just provide a dumb pipe, but the most money is taken by the content providers. We all know the story. Yeah? So how operators can come out of this paradigm and have a new business model where they can control this intelligent pipe, make the pipe more intelligent and have better control. And the credibility is important, because cloud computing is all about security, offering reliable, credible services around private, public, and the hybrid clouds. So the credibility and the brand of the operators is extremely important here. So overall, we see that the user experience is shifting dramatically, and this is really driving a big change towards a next generation data center. The next key driver besides the user experience is the business transformation. We all know about operators losing money on voice. There is 1 paisa per second or even half paisa per second kind of business model. So voice has become a commodity. Maybe it will become free one day. So now how operators are going to monetize their assets, and kind of especially with the non-peer-to-peer traffic growing, and a lot of user-generated content and Web 2.0 applications. This Dr. Rajay Kumar talked about the 2.0 model. A lot of uplink traffic is going to come up, and thanks to the new technologies coming on the third generation mobile and the WiMAX and in future the LTE, you will be able to have a seamless broadband experience. So this is going to help the business transformation of the operators. They are looking to monetize the 3G and the broadband wireless access assets using the cloud-based model more efficiently. The third key driver is the broadband development itself, as we just spoke about, and the requirement of massive information enabled by the broadband, because when you do not have a broadband connection, broadband connectivity, you're not able to have the performance, obviously. So I think this is the key issue here, that broadband enablement is a fundamental condition for the cloud computing service development. Information explosion is bringing high data processing and storage requirements, which need a large capacity and low-cost computing and storage requirements. And more importantly, and I would say most importantly, green IT is on top of the CEO agenda today. Earlier, it was kind of more a CIO or a kind of an afterthought. But today, CEO has to deliver green initiatives. He is accountable for that. So this is also a way of going green towards a shared infrastructure, towards hardware sharing, towards a common platform, virtualization, and kind of also a uniform platform which achieves the economics of scale and the operational efficiency. So obviously, this is the architecture we are talking about. So we are moving from the walled garden approach of legacy data centers, moving towards the next generation data centers, focusing on, basically we were focusing on computer expansion or upgrade, we call it the scale up, and now we move towards a scale out model, which is more towards virtualization, distribution, storage, intelligence. So that's the kind of paradigm shift we are in, and this is going to bring in, of course, much higher efficiency, lower power consumption, better utilization of servers, not just 15%. We talked about that figure. It's very much true. And as per latest report from Google, with the cloud model, they have enhanced the utilization of their servers to 60% from what it was 18% or so. So that's also a very live example of how, cloud has helped these content providers. And Huawei's strategy is to provide the carrier grade, importantly the carrier grade next generation data center solution based on cloud computing, helping the carriers construct the public and the private, as well as, of course, the hybrid cloud. And importantly, coming from the telecom, we are also able to give the next generation content delivery network, CDN, in which we are able to have the third party open the service delivery platform to content providers, so that everybody can log in to the service delivery platform opened by the operators and by the end users, and kind of monetize the assets more efficiently. So that's the first part, where we see that what are the key drivers which kind of mandating us to move towards a cloud-based delivery model. Next 5 minutes, I will delve on the enabling architecture, the applications and the solution. I will not touch this slide because everybody knows infrastructure as a service, PaaS, SaaS, public-private hybrid cloud. Of course, there is needless to say that we need to have a clear roadmap. I think that's very important. The understanding is very much there. I will, towards the end, I will give some recommendations of how we migrate or we start with kind of a platform as a service, or basically we start with the infrastructure as a service and move towards PaaS, or basically do IaaS and PaaS together and then move towards SaaS at the last, or kind of an evolution path. So that's the kind of recommendation, but okay, I'll talk about that a bit later. Let me quickly touch upon some applications in terms coming from the internet data center, from the customer demand. Elasticity of host is very important, because if you look at the traditional web-based model, there is the customer provides the server of his own, and the operator provides the cabinet and the bandwidth. Whereas, of course, in the web-based in the cloud computing web-hosted model, we have a kind of an on-demand renting and pay-by-use, pay-by virtual memory, which is giving a better user experience, at the same time also a better accountability and also the reliability of the service. Second is the virtual data center. Of course, Ajay Kumar already scalability, because there has to be a mechanism by which there has to be a load balancing or a business sensing load balancing mechanism, which is very important. Based on the uptake of demand, the data center should be able to flexibly scale up the capacity just because cloud computing is just powering it on. So it should be very fast and a very seamless scaling up capacity, which is extremely important, and that can be enabled only by this mechanism. Of course, we'll talk also about the security mechanism, where we should have an end-to-end security from firewall to virus protection to data backup, etc. I'll have that covered. Then is the integration and optimization, which is more, I would say, possible or more realizable, and also at a lower cost with a virtualized architecture where